Hello, hello. I got on a couple of minutes early to make sure that that my camera's working. I'm hoping it's working. I just wanted to check over here. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see the comments or not. All right. Well, my name is Jacqueline Klee. I'm Creative Paper Crafting with Jackie, and I'm one of the Crafty Witches. I'm on the social media team. And I wanted to show you this lovely kit. It's called Lovely Lumberjack. And it's a wonderful kit. So let me show it to you first. And I'm sorry, I'm a little out of breath. I ran down here. It's my lunch. So this is the sentiments for the top, or not sentiments, the toppers, and then it does have some sentiments with it. And then this is the sheet of sentiments, and it comes with this fantastic paper. This is for the insert. I am in the US, so we make our cards a little bit different here. So I often use this as one of my main sheets. And let me show you the other paper. It's beautiful paper, really. So here's our little lumberjack with the bear and the timber and the trees. Actually, it's kind of funny because I think this kit is pretty American. So here is moose and your bear and your deer. And then everybody's printer is going to print a little bit different. And mine, I put it to matte and best quality, but still it doesn't come out real red. So sometimes what you see on the screen may not be exactly what you print out. The green did really good, and actually see that matches really well. And so these are the extra papers that come with the kit. All right, so we'll get started, and I appreciate you joining me. And as I said, my name is Jacqueline, and I thought we would start with a my mind has gone blank. A slimline card. All right, so I do apologize because my Gemini makes a lot of noise. And hopefully it works correctly today. I sometimes have some problems with it. I'm a teacher, a virtual teacher, and I have been testing students all morning, so I took a late lunch today. So we're going to start with the slimline card, and I hope to do another live with you where I can spend a little bit more time. That would be wonderful. So I'm going to try to make 2 cards with you today. So I'm going to use this sheet. I'm going to use this man and the bear. Actually, I love this deer, but I think for what I have planned, yeah, see, it's going to be too big. So we'll do the man, the gentleman, the lumberjack, which is an industry that we do have here in the U.S. Oh, there we go. I was trying to see who's on. I can see comments. So if somebody, I think I can see comments. So if anybody says anything, I'll try and see your comments. So, all right. So let me, and I would say I am probably what you would call a messy crafter. I hope you're enjoying these kits because they are fabulous. And what a great idea. I think it was today I was watching Jan, and she mentioned how she doesn't have everything in her craft, doesn't have to have everything anymore. She, as far as crafting goes, she kind of thinks about what she has, and that's what attracted me to doing digital images. All right, so this will make some noise. I do apologize. My Gemini is kind of old. So I apologize about that. It's almost done. All right. So in the U.S., our students have to do testing multiple times a year. So I don't know how it is in the U.K. if you have to do, we call it standardized testing. I don't know if you have to do it multiple times a year or not. But our testing season has started. So that's what I was doing, and I rushed down here. All right, so what I want to do is a slimline card. And as I said, I'm a bit of a messy crafter, so let me move this out of the way just a bit. And this is going to be my card base. So these are going to be my images, and I'm going to put I like to put a mat on mine. So I am going to do that. And I think I will use this paper as the complement. I think that's the one I'll use. Yeah, I think I'll use this one. And I was going to put it back here. So let me grab another die real quick. Like I said, I'm a bit of a messy crafter. I apologize. And normally I would have everything cut out, but I really wanted you to see the papers today. All right. Okay. So we're going to use this one in the background. Let me get that ready. And I hope you're having a good day today. I was sweating it because one of our students was taking a long time to test, and I was thinking, uh-oh, I might not get done in time. But I did get done in time, so it worked out. All right, so I'm going to do this paper here. I was hoping that Sharon would join, but I don't think she's here today. All right, here we go. She has been my sidekick on different design teams. Just a moment. Almost done. I think I prefer having my things all cut out and ready to go, but I really wanted you to see the paper. So I hated to cut everything out too much in advance. And my machine is a little old, so it just does a so-so job with cutting out. I almost feel like I'm too low. I don't know if I raise you up. I don't want to lose you. Let me raise you up just a little bit. There we go. All right. So let me pop this on. And normally I would run this through my machine a couple of times. So I do not have every single place cut out, but I am, like I said, I'm on my lunch. And I do have to get back to work before they miss me. All right, so I'm going to do the back. I still feel like that's a little low. Let me bring you up again and bring this back. Is that the way to go? There we go. All right, so we're going to do our two images. And I thought I would back them. And I'm just going to use my cutter to back them. So let me... Now, I thought that I would use this paper here as a complement. I don't want to use the green because, you know, it's got green on the shirt. So I don't want to do that. All right, so let me get my little cutter out. I actually got a new cutter this weekend, and I was kind of afraid to use it because I wasn't sure if I'd line up things very well, and I didn't want to mess up on a live. There we go. And do it again. And then after this, we'll make one more card. I think I have enough time to do 2 cards during my lunch. And I'll do a live again when I have a little bit more time, because I know that it'd be nice to spend an hour and not just my lunch. Now, I'm going to back both of these. And actually, I think I'll just put this here. And we'll cut this out. I'm not the best at cutting, but we'll give it a shot. I am loving these kits, and I hope that you are too. I've done quite a few cards. I do have a crafting page, Creative Paper Crafting with Jackie, if you want to follow along, and I do post all the cards I make on that page. And I'm just so thrilled that we are doing these lovely, let me see where that's cutting out, these lovely images. There we go. And I think, I don't know 100%, but I think the new year is going to bring even more wonderful images. There we go. And we'll do this one. Now, in the U.S., if you pop your cards up very much, you have to have them hand stamped. You have to take them in and have them hand stamped. And that costs a little bit extra, which to me it's worth it. I go in and I pay the extra and all, but you do have to tell them. You can't just put the extra stamps on your cards. You have to go inside and you have to tell them. So if you're in the U.S., make sure you do that. And I'm not sure in the U.K. if you have to have them hand stamped. I don't know. I went to the post office. My family's from the U.K. And I've gone to the post office with my aunt. It's a little bit different than it is here in the U.S. because ours is run by the government. So it was just a little bit different. Now, I don't want to use, I started to use that one. I don't want to use that one because I want to use the backing paper. So, and I'm not, my friends tease me, I'm not the mushiest person. So I don't know that I would tell anybody I'm sending you love. Maybe I would. I don't think so, though. So let me get out my other sheet. Here we go. So we want something to complement our card here. Now, what I was saying about popping it up is you can either put these down or you could pop them up. But if you pop them up, you have to remember that you do have to go inside and you have to pay the extra. Okay, so I'm going to do this birthday greetings. And that kind of keeps with the Lumberjack's shirt. And I apologize in advance. I am not real great with cutting straight. No matter how hard I try, I struggle with that. All right. And it says, somebody said that they've been playing with the fabulous stamps. That's great. All right. So where are you from if you're online? Where are you from? What part of England or Scotland, or where are you at? My mother is from Twickenham, and she immigrated to the U.S. when she was a young adult. So my brothers were all born in Broadstairs. And my family lives in the Kent area. And they're still there. I mean, it's only my mother that immigrated here. So every once in a while I get to go back and visit. I used to play when I was little, year after year, in an area in Margate called the Shell Grotto. I used to play downstairs. The Shell Grotto was on my grandfather's property. He didn't own the Shell Grotto, but he owned the house up above. So I used to get to play in the Shell Grotto all the time. And when I went back to England a few years ago, I got to go visit, and they were so surprised that I had spent many summers playing downstairs in the grotto. I don't know if you've ever gotten to go, but it's absolutely fabulous. All right. Now, I did not pass this through my machine enough, so it does have some places that needs to run through the machine again, but my plates are extremely warped. I'm going to have to replace them. All right, so something that I do with my card is when I use these adhesives, I always put a touch of glue, because I have found, and if you've ever watched a live before, you've already heard me say this, I have found that after about a year, the adhesives, the stickiness dries out and they fall apart. So if you give a card to somebody, it'll start falling apart. And I found that out because I was giving my coworkers, when I taught at the college, cards all the time. Because, you know, who else am I going to give cards to? And when I went in their office, the cards were starting to fall apart after about a year. So now I put a little dot of glue. All right, so I'm going to put this one down here. And then I'm going to take this one and put it in the middle. Now, typically, you know, I'm on my lunch, so I don't have quite as much time. I would have actually put I would have done more than one mat. I would have done something a little bit more decorative. But I just wanted to show you how easy it is to put together a card that you can send to somebody. You don't have to spend hours and hours making a card. You can do it fairly quickly. I love to use my alcohol markers and my pencils, and sometimes I have spent several hours on a card, but you do not have to do that. You can put together a very nice card in a short amount of time. All right, so that's our first card. Now, as I said, I would have normally put another mat behind it to make it a little bit more decorative. But as you can see, it's cute. Now, this is raised. This is raised, so you would have to have this hand stamped if you're in the US. If you're in the UK, I do not know if they do that or not. But it is extra when you, even though it's soft, you do have to pay for that. All right, so this is our slimline card that will fit in a business envelope, and you can make an envelope out of the paper. It'd be fantastic. Or you can use a pre-made one. All right, so let's do one more card. Typically, I really like to do 3 during my live, but as I said, I have to get back to work, unfortunately. All right, so we're going to use this one. I just think that this is so pretty. And we're going to do a 5x7 card. And typically, this would be your insert. But for me, I'm going to use it right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this. I'm looking for my pencil. And I do thank you for joining me today. It's fantastic. Very nice of you. And I will do another live, and I will spend a little bit more time. I won't be so rushy. Oh, let me see what comments. I think there's a couple of comments now. Let me see. Oh, I hope it hasn't, well, I can't see the comments, I guess. Oh, it's Jan, Northampton. Oh. When my parents first got married, they lived in Brighton. They lived in Brighton. Their first apartment was in Brighton. My dad was in the Air Force when he met my mother, and later in the U.S. Air Force, and he later went into the Army. So he met my mother in England. But what's really funny, I'll tell you a story while I'm doing this. What's really funny is my last name is Odell, and my maiden name. And because it has an apostrophe, we later learned that my grandmother added that apostrophe. It didn't really have an apostrophe to start with. And so my family always thought, oh, we're Irish, we're Irish. But I started doing my family history, and I had my DNA taken, and my brother and everything. And no, we're not Irish. We're on my father's side English too. And then as I did my family history, there's a town that my family came from in the 1600s in England. So it's just kind of funny because my grandmother was always kind of not too thrilled with my mother for not marrying somebody in the country, and she didn't want her to come to the U.S. and you know how it is with your children. So it's kind of funny that it turns out that my father history was just as much English as my mother. All right, so this is going to be my background, and I love this one actually. So I'm going to do this a little bit more. And then my brothers were both born in Broadstairs, and they came over with my mother on a ship when they were little. I'm the only one that was born in the U.S. So, so kind of a unusual family history. All right, so what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to use some backing paper, and I'm using all the paper from the kit. Of course, with Digi Images, if you wanted to do something, use a different paper, you could, you know, if you had other papers you wanted to use, but I don't know, I love these papers. So I'm going to use this tree one, and I'm trying my best to line this up well. There we go. I don't think I did line it up very well. Let me try that again. I bought a new cutter, as I said, because I was having some issues with this one. I couldn't find a replacement blade. Seems like it's hard to find all sorts of crafting items right now. Okay. All right, so let's put this one, and what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue this down and then cut it one more time, and then we're going to put it on this card. Now, 5x7 cards are the standards here in the U.S. That's like the normal size that people send. But I actually love the square cards. But again, if you do a square card, you will have to take it inside to the post office and have them look at it, because it's not your, it's not rectangle, and that's what goes through their machines. They have to hand stamp it. So, lots of rules here. And I'm sure it's the same way in other countries too. It's kind of funny because you don't really think about all the rules when you're just mailing cards and things. You know, like normal. If you're not making them, you don't think about it. If you're just buying them off the counter. All right, so this is the, like the forest. the pine trees, which is very common in Georgia, pine trees. I'm in Indiana, so we don't have as many. And I'm just going to put that on here. There we go. Now, I am going to use, see, we have a little bear there, so I love this one very much. But I don't want to put this one here. I think what I'm going to do is put this, let's see, I think I'll put this round one here. All right, so I'm going to use my Gemini one more time. Hopefully I have my round dies with me. And I do. And I'm going to use this one. And let me move everything out of my way. Uh-oh, my washi tape is used up. So let me try using that one. I have to put washi tape on mine because my dies move when I put it through the Gemini. All right, so I'm going to just do this one more time. Like this. There we go. And it'll be a little bit of noise, sorry. And hopefully it cut. We shall see. Oh, it did. Being quite a good machine today. All right, so now what I'm going to do is, because I have this on my mat, I'm going to use, if I have enough of the paper left. I wanted to use this one, but I do not have enough paper left. So let me use this one, which is similar, except it has the Lumberjack in it. But that's okay. So it's similar. It's kind of a shame to cover up the paper, isn't it? But the way it goes. All right, so I'm going to put this one through. And a little bit more noise. So I apologize. Ah, good, good, good. Oh, Sharon is with us now. How nice. And Caroline. Hello, Sharon, Caroline, and Jan. How nice. I spend a lot of time crafting with Caroline and Sharon. And I made a boo-boo. I don't know. Gosh, I hope I have my other die with me. Let me see. Yes, I do. See, I cut it out the same size. So let me move that. Let's do it one more time. See, you get to see all my little crafting mistakes. So Sharon and Caroline, how are you today? You caught me at the tail end of my live. I have to get back to work. I was just doing this on my lunch today. But I was saying on my next live, and I do plan to do another one, I will do a little bit, I'll do an hour probably, 40 minutes to an hour. On my next one, I won't be quite so rushed. All right, so I'm going to put this kind of up here. And now, when you have like a floral type of element, I think it looks really good. But I know this is a bear. There we go. And yes, it actually worked out really well today because I'm testing students, so I didn't get to take my lunch at my normal time. So I'm taking it right now. So that worked out perfect. All right. So again, just going to put a dab because I don't want it to fall apart. And put this up here. Now this is a little bit higher. I know. And then I'm going to put my sentiment. And I don't want to I don't want red. Let me see what I have. And I'm going to, oh, I love this. I love this expression. Making memories. That's one of my favorites right there. So we're going to use that. Let me see if I can try to cut this as straight as I can. One of our teammates just can cut everything so straight, but that is not me. Alright, like that, and like this. Now I am going to do the same thing. I'm going to put backing, a little backing on this one. And I'm going to use this paper here, so that way it kind of matches that. So I'm just going to glue this down and do like this. But I thought what I'd start doing is a live in this group every other week and in my own group. So if you want to follow along with me with Creative Paper Crafting with Jacquie, Jacquie, please join my group. And I post lots of cards that I've worked on in the group. I'm so lucky to be on such a great team and teams. And then my next live, I will make sure that it's a little bit longer, and I will have things cut out ready to go. But I wanted you to see the papers, so that's why I thought, well, I'll just cut them out for you. But I think the machine is so loud. Well, Caroline and Sharon, I think hopefully Jan, maybe she's still here, I'm not sure. I'm going to see who else is here. I so appreciate anybody that came. And then, of course, you can always watch after the fact, too. That's the beauty of the lives. But I don't know if you can see that real well or not. I have it going on my laptop so I can kind of see comments. Yeah, let me move that up just a little bit. And I don't know who's all on. I was trying to see. Yeah, it doesn't really show me real well. But here we go. These are the 2 cards that I made today. I was hoping to have just a little bit more time so that I could do a 3rd card, but I do not. So this is the 5x7. This is a slimline. I think they're both adorable. And let me show you again. Of course, I've cut up a lot of the images now. But let me show you again. Here's a sheet that I didn't cut up. So you have a good selection. And then you also have a selection of the toppers, and they're round instead of square. I was trying to see where my sheet went for that one. Oh, it's over here. Right here. So if you prefer to do round, you can do either one. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I appreciate it so much. And I will be back. I will do it every other week. And we'll do one of the other kits the next time. There's so many cute ones. So many adorable ones. But I hope you have a fabulous day today. And I will talk to you again later. Bye.